Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host, Baggy McSack. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did get myself a tan. Thank you for noticing. I have made myself returning from retirement due to the unfortunate news that Jamie will be leaving Sydney. Quite tragic. But in the meantime, he did call me and text me to bring out some highlights within the last 2 weeks and the final days he has within Sydney to really cherish it and share it with you guys. So without further ado, let's go over it. So the first story we have here is that on the first day of his 14-day timer of such, he decided to just play some internet games. There'll be a few days here and there where you'll be just like that. Unfortunately, we do not have sufficient footage, but according to him, he may say, and I quote, "I get it that a lot of people are disappointed that, within the final days of you being in Sydney, why would you be playing games on the computer?" To that I respond, well, Australian internet is quite fast, generally, than Indonesian internet. And as a result, I just want to thoroughly enjoy my time with low ping, despite the fact that I have low processing power, and just play games to my heart's content at full quality. That's what he has said, and from the way he said it, he very much thoroughly enjoyed his gaming time. On to our next story as well. And on the next day afterwards, he decided to try out some new things, and actually try out Dungeons and Dragons, alongside his friends. For him, it's a first experience, and although despite some familiarity, he has said, and I quote, "Man, that's a lot of hours, a lot of words, and a lot of talking, a lot of interruption. It was nice. It's alright." Although he has quoted that it was going to take a while before he tries Dungeons and Dragons again, he very much says that he does not regret joining it, as he has the opportunity to hang out with his friends, and also maybe understand a little bit more about the nerd culture surrounding it. Our next story involves karaoke, one of Jamie's most favorite activities. He was invited by one of his friends to join by with a rented karaoke room and sing to their heart's content for a couple of hours. The biggest highlights, according to him, is that one, he's very much thoroughly surprised by Matthew's excellent singing voice, but also very much surprised at himself, as he has, and I quote, "a lot of energy within his tank to keep on going and singing, despite the fact that his throat is basically the Saharan desert." Surprising. And according to the footage we have here, he basically sung and danced and do a lot of things non-stop. He doesn't seem to be sitting down, and even when he sits down, he still claps and such. Such vigor, as I would say. Our next story is when Jamie decided to go to the city to hang out alongside his friends, going to a karaoke booth, going to an arcade, and many other places. There's a lot of banter, there's a lot of yapping, and there's a lot of weird stuff in between, but the biggest highlight is when Jamie decided to tell the funniest joke in the world, murdering one of the victims of Eric Liang. Please take a look.
What's the food bee sting, by the way? What's worse than food bee stings? What's worse than... Alright, what's worse than 2 bee stings? Alright, let me take a wild guess here. 3 bee stings. Nah. Yeah, assassination. Yo, what's worse than the JP assassination? That's a good question. I don't know. 4 bee stings? No, 3 bee stings. Okay, what's worse than 3 bee stings?
It's gotta be 4 bee stings, right?
Nah, Tiananmen Square Massacre. Okay.
Okay, that is quite hilarious, I will have to admit. Alright. Our next holiday today is Jamie decided to do a little bit of introspection, a little bit of something to fix his life and turn his life a bit around, due to the fact that he has a lot of horrible life habits currently. And the first step to doing that is with a new experience of what you call an ice bath. Thanks to Willie's equipment, he was able to experience the ice bath, and he was, and I quote, addicted. He managed to go in twice, despite the fact on how much numbing it feels towards his hands and limbs. Afterwards, he said that it would just loosen up the body, freeze the mind. It's like a completely new person, as he would say. So, I would say it's rather impressive. And from there, I think he'll be doing a lot more cold showers from here on out, which is nice to know. Now, it seems we seem to be running out of time, so I would like to summarize a few others. Other highlights include him going to Leichhardt, of all places, not so sure why. He went out biking to check out Bubsy Pond, though he has a little bit of regret because he missed out going to the end. Not only that, there is also the fact that he went to meet up some of old friends, whether individually or in groups. Biggest highlight is with high school friends, and heck, even a work manager as well. Quite surprising, and nice work, Jamie, with your socializing skills. And then there's a lot of yapping, saying goodbye. Nevertheless, his final words to all of you says as follows. Being in Sydney has definitely made me grow up as an adult, for better or for worse. It had, I'll admit, though the few last days were a bit messy at times, he definitely did not regret having those days being enjoyed with a lot of friends and with himself. And thus, thank you everyone who decided to join in with us. And hopefully, I might see you, maybe, but if not, maybe I'll see you again in memory. It's a great quote. And that concludes our highlight of Jamie's last days in Sydney. Hopefully you may wish him well, and ourselves. Once again, this is Baggy McSack, signing off.